Good evening. I'm Sherilyn Goldammer, and I am giving a presentation for Music 130 on a live performance review. I chose St. Mark's Lutheran Church at 2001 South Elmwood in Sioux Falls to attend a 10 o'clock service, in particular because today for the worship, they were going to provide a unique mix of musical genre that was distinct from a normal service. The instruments that we were going to hear today are the piano, the organ, and the voice. The first encounter with the music came in the prelude, an essential part of the worship meant to prepare us for reverence and devotion and glorification. This instrumental music provided by the organ conveyed a tempo and rhythm to serve the purpose of preparation for worship. Today, the tempo is upbeat with an intermediate pace. The opening of the service begins with the singing Legionnaires, singing Crown Him with Many Crowns. The singing Legionnaires are an all-male choral group that has 42 members, including a director and an accompanist. The chorus began in 1946 under the sponsorship of the Sioux Falls American Legion Post 15. This first composition is a hymn or a song of praise which begins in unison and moves to a three-part composition where we hear the timbre of the tenor, the lead, and the baritone vocal parts. The male tenor delivers the highest notes, while the lead carries the melody and the baritone delivers and provides the lower notes on the scale. No bass voices could be really heard within this piece. At one point in the song, the choir goes to a cappella, and the tone resonates throughout the church. Near the end of the hymn, the tempo is adjusted to slow down and end firmly on the last note. The Legionnaires also provide today's special music for the worship, and their song prepares us for the sermon entitled, Do Not Be Afraid. They sing for us, It Is Well With My Soul. The song begins in unison, but quickly moves to a three-part harmony with crescendos intended to emphasize words important to the song's message. Midway through this well-known tune, the choir changes pitch, moving from major to minor, increasing the tempo, and their voices expand. The composition includes an echoing of voices to underscore the idea that it is well with my soul. You hear this repeated and accentuated from this very simple melody. The song returns to its original tone and tempo to close out. The congregation joins in a traditional hymn next called Amazing Grace at the end of the sermon delivery. This is quite glorious. That's the time when singers, young and old, in harmony or not, in tune or not, contribute to the worship and convey their faith. Because of the mix of singers, the texture of the music is the most interlaced in an eccentric and passionate manner, something that I think is unique unto itself when you're looking at a congregation of singers versus professionals or trained singers. The final song was delivered by the Singing Legionnaires, concluding the worship service. The choir has chosen an arrangement entitled The Glory Train. The structure of this composition most closely aligns to what we would consider barbershop, or a very concentrated harmony where the notes are very close to one another on the musical scale, and they require precision in their delivery and in their form. When done well, this type of harmony brings a particular joy to the ear. We can gain an appreciation for the range of a human voice and the ability of a singer to provide a technically difficult harmony and tone that would be less challenging for another musical instrument. The singing legionnaires utilized clapping, stomping, clicking, whistling, and other individual sounds to mimic a train to begin and end the sound. The piano played a supporting role in expressing additional texture to the vocal dynamics. The rhythm was quick, the melody modest, and the harmony was rich, providing a perfect conclusion to this musical experience and the message of the worship service. Thank you so much for joining me on this musical journey. It's been a wonderful opportunity to listen to familiar music in a fresh way, with an added opportunity of this guest choir to increase the sound characteristics that I could share with you in this presentation. As we move on from this musical experience, a quote for us to reflect upon in closing. A man should hear a little music, read a little poetry, and see a fine picture every day of his life, in order that worldly cares may not obliterate the sense of the beautiful which God has implanted in the human soul. That's from Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Thank you.